Okay, so I just thought I would hop on with some final thoughts about the whole loose-sided reed situation. I hate loose sides. They are a scourge on reed making humanity, in my opinion. Um, and so I try really hard when I'm prepping cane and selecting pieces to make sure they're straight and that the gouge is consistent, all that kind of stuff, which is why I normally don't have that issue. And so I want to make it clear the reason I chose to kind of go after this reed a little bit was because sometimes loose sides can be caused by how you scrape the tip and the heart. Yeah, that blend relationship into the tip and the heart. And I could tell by looking at my reed, I'd done a really bad job of that. And so my thinking was, I have either taken too much out of the back of the tip or I've left too much on the front of the heart. And that extra bulk, when the piece of cane dried out, when the reed dried out, kind of pulled the tip aside. Now, as I was working on the reed, I could just tell by the way the crow was responding and the way it was feeling when I was playing that there were bigger issues going on. Normally, I don't spend a lot of time on those kinds of reads, but I thought it would be interesting for all of you to kind of see my thought process and what I would do if I was trying to work with a less than perfect piece of cane, because frankly, we all get less than perfect pieces of cane. And sometimes if you are buying just gouged and shaped cane, you get a batch that's like that, right? And cane's expensive. So it's worth taking a little extra time to sort of see if there is anything that can be done to sort of save a reed or save a piece of cane. All right. I hope that was interesting and I hope it made sense. The crowing thing for me is huge because I base a lot of what I look for when I'm playing by how those highs and lows are balanced and how clean they are and how they move through the reed. So it's why I spend a lot of time listening to that crow and kind of analyzing it and blowing through the crow at different volumes, because that's what you're doing when you're playing the oboe. Someday we'll do a thing about crowing, I think, maybe. It's always a slippery slope talking about crowing, but might be time. All right, have a great day, everybody. Bye. Oh, and one more thing. I have so much to say today. Some of you may be wondering, why did I decide to shorten the heart and lengthen the back? People, I gotta tell you, I don't know. It just felt like that was the right thing to do. And sometimes, here's why I do things like that. The reed wasn't working. It wasn't responding the way I wanted it to. It wasn't vibrating the way I wanted it to. Sometimes you have to force the reed to do something different. And the only way to do that is to change something on the reed. So that's why my sort of measurement perception is very fluid, because I listen to the reed and I move things around. And on that reed, it did help it for me to shorten that heart a little bit and lengthen the back. I mean, my instinct to do that just comes from, frankly, years of making reeds. But for everybody else who's, even those of you that are just getting started, sometimes you just have to make a change and listen to what happens and learn from that change, both positive and negative. All right, so there you go. All right, I'm done. I'm really done. This is the last one. Bye.